Okay, let's just tackle the elephant in the room right out of the gate. We are looking at the truth about becoming a travel agent in 2026. Now, we live in a world where literally everyone has a smartphone glued to their hand, right? There is an app for absolutely everything. And because of that, there's this massive, widespread misconception that travel agents are totally extinct, or that the whole concept is just completely outdated. Well, it is time for some real talk today, because we are breaking down the absolute truth about this industry right now in this explainer. I hear this exact phrase literally all the time. There's no money in travel anymore. Everything is just booked online. People just assume that because you can quickly pull out your phone and click buy on a super cheap weekend flight, the entire profession of travel advising has somehow vanished into thin air. They assume it's just not a real, legitimate income opportunity anymore. But listen, basing your entire view of the global travel industry on a quick, domestic, budget flight, that is like looking at a massive, beautiful picture through a tiny little keyhole. So let's actually compare the myth to the reality here. The myth is that everyone out there is totally fine trusting a faceless algorithm with their precious vacation time and their hard-earned money. But the reality? It is a whole different story. People are booking incredibly complex trips every single day. We are talking massive family reunions, huge destination weddings, intricate 2-week European cruises, and highly coordinated group tours. When someone is dropping thousands of dollars on a once-in-a-lifetime experience, they really don't want to talk to a bot. They want a real human being to make sure every single detail is absolutely perfect. Because here is the absolute truth of the matter. Travel is not some dying niche little market. It is a massive trillion-dollar global powerhouse. Every single second of every single day, transactions are happening all over the world. Luxury resorts are getting booked up. Exotic excursions are being reserved. Massive cruise ships are setting sail. This is a booming industry that literally never sleeps. And honestly, the demand for personalized, stress-free planning is actually way higher right now than it has ever been. Why? Because people are just completely overwhelmed by having way too many options online. Decision fatigue is a very real thing. So, I've got to ask you a question, and be totally honest with me here. Have you actually already done this before? Just think about your own life for a second. Think about those chaotic group chats with your friends or your family text threads. Have you ever been the person who spent hours researching a cool destination for the group? Have you ever helped a friend narrow down which hotel has the best pool or the coolest vibe? Or maybe someone casually mentioned they were going to a city you absolutely love, and you immediately sent them a huge list of the exact restaurants and walking tours they desperately needed to check out? I can almost guarantee your process looked exactly like this. Step 1. You fell down an internet rabbit hole, scoured the web, and sent your friend the absolutely perfect flight link. Step 2, you sent them a glowing, detailed recommendation for a fantastic resort you read all about. And step 3, well, they booked it, they went on the trip, they had an amazing time, and you got paid absolutely $0. You did all the heavy lifting, you put in all the hours of research, and you totally didn't get paid for any of it. And that brings us to the craziest realization of all. Getting people to gorgeous destinations, helping them pick the absolute best hotel, finding those cool hidden gems, recommending the perfect daily itinerary. That is literally what travel advisors do. You are already doing the exact work of a travel agent in your everyday life. The only difference between you doing it in your group chat and a professional advisor doing it, the professional is actually getting a real paycheck for their recommendations. And honestly, this is the part nobody really explains to you. Everyone thinks you need some magical, unattainable, expensive degree to even think about being a part of this industry. But the truth is, you already have the potential. You already have that natural inclination to share great experiences, to curate cool moments, and to help the people you care about plan amazing trips. You have basically been operating as an undercover, completely unpaid travel agent for your friends and family for years without even realizing it. So now that you're seeing what this actually is, and you realize that you probably already have the foundational skills to do it, the real question is, how do travel advisors actually make money? Because I promise you, it is definitely not what most people think. It is a really fascinating system, and that is exactly what I'm going to be breaking down for you in part 2 of this explainer. You seriously won't want to miss seeing how the financial side of this actually works. So stick around and let's get into it in the next part. Most people think travel agents only make money one way. Taking a tiny cut when someone books a standard flight or hotel. I hear this all the time, that honestly, it's a massive myth. There are actually multiple income streams built directly into this. Here's the thing. We are bursting that myth right out of the gate. You don't just have one single avenue to earn. As a modern travel advisor, there are 4 main ways you can bring in revenue, and they all overlap beautifully. Let's break down exactly how you can maximize your earning potential. Let's kick things off with Stream 1, which is your client bookings. This is your traditional foundation, but it works completely differently than most people assume. When your clients book a trip through you, they pay the exact same price as they would if they spent hours trying to do it themselves online. Why? Because the commission is actually already built into the public price. Plus, you get instant access to over 130 top preferred vendors. We're talking big names like Disney, Expedia, Carnival Cruises. You literally hold the keys to the entire travel kingdom. So what's your cut? Well, when you make client bookings with these global suppliers, you earn up to 80% of the commissions paid out by those vendors. No hidden catches, no sneaky quotas, just straightforward compensation for booking the trips your clients are already taking. Moving right along to Stream 2, passive income. This is the ultimate dream state, right? Earning money without constantly being tied to a phone or a laptop. As an advisor, you get your own personal booking website. You can just share your customized travel links on social media or drop them in an email. And here's where it gets even better. If someone clicks your link and books a weekend getaway while you are literally relaxing on a beach or sleeping, you earn that commission. You're earning when people book without any direct interaction from you at all. Okay, let's talk about Stream 3, Wholesale and Evo Plus. And this is where it gets interesting. The old school way of doing things meant you'd book a trip and then have to wait months for a standard commission payout, sometimes way after the client even came home. But with wholesale access and portal programs like Evo Plus, that completely flips. You get deep insider wholesale pricing. You take that lower rate, you add your own margin upfront, and you get paid instantly. You secure the booking, and the cash is yours right then and there instead of waiting around. Now we're stepping up to Stream 4, research and booking fees. Think of this stream as your expert flex. As you build your business, your time, planning, and specialized knowledge become incredibly valuable. You can absolutely charge directly for your custom trip planning and concierge-level expertise. And the absolute beauty of this stream is that it's totally optional. It's completely up to you, giving you full control over your time and exactly how you want to be compensated. All right, lean in for this next one. This is the part most people don't realize even exists. Think of it as a hidden gift. It is a secret bonus stream, long-term residual income. It is incredibly straightforward but wildly powerful. By simply referring other people into the business, introducing them to this exact same opportunity, you earn a 10% residual on what they make. You help someone else start an exciting journey, and in return, you're building a powerful long-term wealth opportunity for yourself. So, stepping back to look at the big picture, we aren't just talking about selling a simple plane ticket. You've got multiple overlapping ways to earn massive income within this single industry. Traditional client bookings, passive links, instant wholesale cash, your own expert fees, and residual team growth. It is an amazing setup. Now that you see how the money works, the next question is, how do you actually get started? That's what I'm breaking down in Part 3. Okay, so by now you probably already understand what travel advisors do and, more importantly, how we get paid. You've got that passion for travel and you know this opportunity is totally real. But now the real question is, how do you actually get started? Honestly, it's the #1 burning question I get from beginners who are just dying to jump in but literally have no idea what that first tangible step looks like. And I completely get why you want to do this. I mean, look at this. Working from a beautiful beach, laptop open, setting your own hours, designing life totally on your own terms. It looks like a dream, right? But the amazing thing is, it's a very real lifestyle for so many of us in this industry. So let's bridge that gap between dreaming about it and actually doing it. Basically, you have 2 options to start. You can try to figure it out all on your own, or you can join a host agency. Let me be real with you. If you go the independent route, you're looking at dropping thousands out of pocket for an LLC, super expensive IATA certifications, legal fees, liability insurance, seller of travel licenses. It's exhausting and incredibly expensive. The alternative? Joining a host agency, where all those heavy, complicated legal things are totally bundled up for you into one simple solution. So to completely remove any of that beginner overwhelm, we're going to break this journey down into 3 super clear steps today. Step 1. Join a host agency. Step 2, learn the system. And step 3, start booking. Let's look at step 1.
Step 1. Joining a host agency.
The biggest thing to remember here is that beginners never have to start alone. A host agency gives you instant access to all the booking systems, vendors, and tools you need right from day one. We specifically align with Evolution Travel and Archer Travel Group. Archer has an absolutely incredible 7-year history. They've literally been doing this since 1952. You're partnering with decades of respected industry experience without dealing with any of the crazy red tape. Which naturally brings us to step 2, learning the system. Here is the best part, and I really want you to hear this. You need 0 prior industry experience. None. And this is exactly where my brand, Ash Knows Travel, steps in. I've been in the travel industry for over 13 years, and through Ash Knows Travel, I personally guide and train new advisors just like you. I help people build their businesses completely from scratch. It's literally what I do every single day. So what does that actually look like when we work together? Well, you get immediate access to all those top-tier booking platforms and global vendors. You get my step-by-step training that breaks everything down so it's super easy to digest. You also get ongoing support, so if you ever get stuck, I've got your back. Plus, we hand you the practical tools you need to actually start booking travel. Having this kind of built-in support system totally takes away the fear of starting something new. I tell this to my new advisors all the time. This is honestly a lot more simple than people expect once you understand how it's set up. It is so true. Once we pull back the curtain and you see the systems working, that light bulb totally goes off and you realize, wow, I can actually do this. And that takes us right into step 3, starting to book. The reality of getting started is super organic. You don't need some massive marketing budget. Most people just begin by booking trips for their friends and family or simply sharing what they do on social media, and it just builds over time. And you'll be booking with the best companies on the planet. I'm talking massive, recognizable brands like Disney, Delta Vacations, and Sandals. You are instantly authorized to book with them. Now, let's talk about the money because this part is amazing. As an advisor, you take home a massive 80% of the commissions paid out by these suppliers for your bookings. 80%. And even better, that money gets direct deposited straight to you, with payouts happening up to twice a month. It's an incredible setup. But the commission is just the start. The industry perks you unlock are wild. We're talking theme park tickets, cash and merchandise bonuses, and massive wholesale discounts for your own personal travel. But my absolute favorite perk? Familiarization trips, or FAM trips. These are heavily discounted and sometimes totally free trips hosted by vendors all over the globe just so you can experience their resorts and cruises for yourself. Now, I know starting something new can sometimes feel like a financial risk, so I want to tell you about the 100% profit guarantee built into this program. If your first 12 months of earnings plus your personal travel savings don't equal your initial investment, the company will literally match the difference. It's an amazing safety net so you can focus entirely on learning without stressing about the money. To wrap up, I want to leave you with this final thought. You don't need to be a travel expert today, and you certainly don't need to be a tech genius. If you're interested or even just a little curious, go ahead and click the link in the description below to schedule a quick informational meeting with our team. On that call, we'll walk you through absolutely everything and answer any questions you might have. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to take the first step. So if this is something you've been thinking about, go ahead and